going on? And welcome to Black Kings Free Game. Today, we have a guest with us by the name of Jamie Sharp. Jamie Sharp is running for Liberty County Tax Commissioner. And we have some questions for Jamie, and we want to really get into who he is. And of course, I'm joined by King Frazier and King Eddie, and we are here on Black Kings with Free Game. So we're going to dig into it. Hey, gentlemen, how's your week been? Mr. Eddie? How was your week?
Oh, busy. It's always busy. When you managing 12 stores, it stays busy. So
I know that's right.
a lot of work, and a lot of blessings in the same instant. So I can't complain.
What about you, King Frazier?
Talking about from yesterday?
Yeah, from yesterday. How was your day yesterday?
Or afternoon?
It was an eventful afternoon.
Man, listen, man, it was definitely that. But it was very positive. You know, we were able to do a lot of things, and yeah, no complaints, man. You know, we ate good. We had opportunity to stop by the Small World Festival.
Oh yeah.
And of course, you know, we had an opportunity to go to the forum.
Oh yeah,
Right,
the forum.
Right, so we had an opportunity to get educated or educated. Either way you want to say it. So, you know, it was a good day.
Yeah, and Mr. Sharp,
Yes, sir.
how was your week, sir?
Oh man, it was good. It was good. Very productive. You know, kept things moving. So as long as you're moving, you know, you get tired, but you pick up. You
I
keep
got
on
you.
moving.
So yeah, we did steal a chance to see you yesterday at the forum.
Thank you for coming out.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, we like to look at the community events whenever we can catch it.
Right.
And shouts out to the NAACP for having that forum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big shout out. Thank you, NAACP, for that yesterday.
I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that here we're going to have a good time.
That's right.
We're going to have a good time.
All right.
So we want you to be relaxed and enjoy yourself.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to hit you with some questions, bro.
Hey man, whenever
All right.
y'all ready.
All right. So first thing is first. How long have you been in Liberty County, Jane?
I've been in Liberty County since 1989. We moved here from Germany. My dad was in the military, and since September of 1989 to be exact. And it's just been an enjoyable time in Liberty County. Never knew that, you know, it was full of so many wonderful people. So, but I learned that though. I mean, when we moved here, it was just us. I ain't have like families, cousins, and all that. No, it was just me and my family. Mm-hmm. And then we just got involved in youth sports, and through youth sports you meet families, and then you know you build that. So it was just crazy how a place that you're not from ends up being a place that you are from, and that's the one thing I like about Liberty County.
Yeah, you most definitely from here now, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you said football.
Yeah.
Now I know you've done a lot of football, especially what was it the name of it? Do they still
The
have
Hinesville Hurricanes?
Yeah,
Nah.
they still have the team? Or?
No, sir, we do not have the team anymore. Yeah, but that was just some logistical reasons, you know. But we might bring it back one day. We've been talking about it.
Okay.
Just in different roles. Can't play no more, man. I thought about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when you say you can't play no more, what you mean?
I mean, it's probably not the wisest decision to play, but it's crazy because I understand Michael Jordan. I understand Tom Brady. I even understand LeBron. He don't want to retire because if he retired, he's gonna want to come back. So why should I leave? Stay here.
Yeah, I got you.
But your body, you can't help what your body does.
So you're just saying you're old?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm too old to be playing. If I played with other 40-year-old dudes, we'd be
Okay,
all
because
right.
everybody equally gonna be at the house.
We all sore
We're
on
gonna be
that.
like,
Yeah.
hey man,
Yeah.
you
We
sitting
might
at
not
the
even-
game next week.
Man.
And no, at 40, you might not even make it through the first half.
You're right.
Take quarters down to 4 minutes.
I was gonna say,
Right?
2 minute quarters.
2 minute quarters now.
And the problem is, if you wait until the second half to play, you gonna be no good because your body's not gonna be warmed up.
We can't.
You
Yeah,
just
we're
can't-
only having 2 quarters. We'll have 2.
Yeah, you don't have to
6-minute
turn
quarters,
football into halves.
And
Yeah, yeah.
my friend is the reason why I transitioned to golf.
Yeah, but golf ain't. Golf probably gave me more injuries than football did.
yeah.
You talking about? Yeah,
I'm
swimming
talking.
club.
I went to go hit that thing off the driver.
Yeah.
No
Pull a
Diddy.
muscle in my
I'm
back.
telling you, yeah.
No Diddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys said I did you.
I didn't know we were saying no Diddy on this podcast. All right.
Look.
Pause.
So, so we have some questions about the position that you're running for Liberty County Tax Commissioner.
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things that you know you would like to see done differently, or some of the things you'd like to see maintained? That's already a standard.
Differently, I don't know. Within the office, I wouldn't say differently. I just would say we would emphasize some things more. We pay attention to some things in a little more detail. As far as the county offices, yeah, I'd make sure there's no disconnect. If we're Liberty County and we're Liberty County proud, then every office should be working together. There should be no disconnects on the county level. Is if everybody is on the same page, there's communication between the different departments, and we can make it easier for the taxpayer when they come in, that even if we cannot help you, we can show you who can, and they will help you with the same resolve that each person that you've seen has helped you.
Now, I know you've been at the tax up there at the tax office for a while. You were very accessible up there. I'm not.
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Say you weren't.
Yeah.
Now, as commissioner, y'all have an office.
Oh, most definitely.
You got people that really protect you from getting to see the public. Do you think that you would change in any
No.
way if you were
No.
seriously now?
No, seriously, no. I mean, because you're looking, 19 years I spent in that office. And from May 27th, 2004 until March 6th, 2024, I was at work. I mean, I could probably tell you how many vacation hours I've burned in my entire time have been employed there. Customers are kind of my thing. I like talking to people. So now I'm not constrained to just the desk. I have full range. If I need to come to you to talk to you, if we have to meet in a conference room or whatever, I now have full range, so I can spend a majority of my time really on the ground. You know what I mean? To where when you come into the tag, we've already spoke to the tax commissioner, and my staff would be able to communicate the same thing that I told them back to them, and also be able to handle that situation for them.
So Jay Frade,
What's
King
going
Frade,
on?
I know you got some questions for him. Let's hear some of them.
I do.
Okay. Well, King Myers said he has some questions too. But first of all, just want to say thank you for coming to join.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure being here.
All right, and then more importantly, from a elected official standpoint, I want to tell you, thank you for putting your name out there
Yes,
on
sir.
the ballot.
Yes, sir.
You know that's not an easy thing to do. You know, I know this is your first run at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I could say so. Politics is a different monster. I like the monster though.
Right.
I actually like this monster, and I like this monster because opportunities to come and talk to you guys and spread this information, you can clear up a lot of things that have been said, or if you just want to express your own personal opinion and how you would do things, y'all have given that platform to us to be able to do so.
I appreciate that.
Right.
Appreciate that.
We greatly appreciate.
Look, King Myers over there, like, I
know.
got some questions too now. I got some questions.
Let him go.
What are some questions you wanted to
I
ask?
feel like his question's gonna be a little diggy.
Look, let's see what's up.
Let's find out.
Not too much digging.
It's
but
cool. I'm with it.
I'm talking from the
Political
part of
Correct.
the people, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, for those who are watching podcasts and wondering what is a tax commissioner. Not everybody knows what that is. It sounds like
Right.
it sounds like a cool title. We can put two and two together. But
Right.
we're totally wrong about what it really
Yeah.
is.
Right, and because the word tax, listen, for it to be a 3-letter word, it's the biggest issue on the planet. Taxes. Commissioner, listen, it's my job to commission those taxes. It's my job to make sure that they are accepted by my office and dispersed to different tax entities. Knowing that, all right, we get your value from somewhere and that value is reported to us and we just calculate and collect the bill for it and then send the money to where it needs to go. So it's more of an acceptance and a distribution job. And it's really a job where you have to be involved with people. So when you say tax commissioner, if you don't see your tax commissioner, there's probably a problem. You know, he might have a little disconnect with your community. So your tax commissioner is one that, hey, I can explain this to you and then I can direct you. So when you look at a tax commissioner, it's not just somebody that hoards all the county's money and just keeps it in a safe somewhere. No, that's not his job. It's not his job to set or determine. He's just the acceptor and the distributor of your taxes.
So, with because when you said that, you know, a lot of people start thinking about Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Over collecting tax. You know?
Right. It's
So-
all, I mean, even from the Bible days, the tax collector has always been seen as the evil guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think it's our job as the tax commissioner to assure the taxpayer that your money is being sent to where it needs to go and people aren't just putting money in their back pockets and going home.
So you're not setting the taxes that we got, like the millage rate. Like
No, sir.
Do you have a determining factor in that? Like,
No, sir. We do not.
okay,
No, sir.
okay,
But I will say this, though, and this is just for, and I'm 40 years old. So my demographic of friends is in that same age range. And inform and educate. And a lot of people don't even know what a millage rate, millage, what's that?
well, break it down.
Right.
Hell,
So a meal is pretty much like 1% of like a tenth, like of a percent.
okay,
So that, along with the 40% of value that's taxed on your property. So we don't tax your property value at 100%. We tax it at 40%.
okay,
And that multiplied with the millage rate is how you get your property tax value. So higher millage rate, higher taxes. Lower millage rate, lower taxes.
okay. That makes sense in a way. So when we're paying the property taxes, how are they distributed? Like, does it go toward a certain area? Is it just for like our emergency department?
Emergency funds, it goes to the Board of Commissioners gets that money because they have to set the budget. And a
Okay.
majority of our budget comes from property taxes. I want to say last year we collected over $35 million in property
wow.
taxes. You know, but that money isn't being, and I'll even say the money necessarily is being ill spent because we're able to operate.
Yeah, we're
And no departments are short. More departments could have more, but it's I'm telling you, it's a double-edged sword because if you want nice things, you have to pay for nice things. So even though we get these exemptions and we get these breaks, there has to be a makeup somewhere, and usually it comes by way of property taxes.
Okay. So when you're going after this type of position, what's your drive behind it?
The fact that I've been in office for 19 years and I was able to build relationships, and not only that, but I'm really in a place in my life where I'm growing, even growing more so now. When I was younger, I feel like when you're younger, you grow physically, but it's once you've peaked physically, then that mental growth really starts to take effect. And when I started at 20 years old, this wasn't something I said, oh, I can do this long term. But in those 19 years, after being to state conference after state conference and being in the room with tax commissioners and building relationships with tax commissioners, when I was just the tag guy, picking their brains about the position, asking them, getting their feedback and what they feel is needed to be a tax commissioner. So to be able to have that experience, I wasn't just sitting at that tag window. I made it a point to try to grow myself, to educate myself, and to make sure that if this opportunity ever presented itself, that I could be the best candidate for the job.
Oh, wow. So, since you said you're new to politics, what is something that you didn't like once you got into this realm of politics?
I mean, if we gonna be real, and I gotta be real.
Yes.
Just stories. People will create anything, and I've known that. Social media exists, so people can post something, and all of a sudden it's the truth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's different with politics because people aren't just posting stuff and saying it's the truth. You get those phone call rumors like it's 1988. Oh, so and so said this, so and so said that, and I'm just like, my goodness. I've probably been on my phone more with this election than I've ever been on my phone, like ever. So outside of that, that's the fun part, is having those conversations, even if there are things that are not true. So even though I necessarily don't like the fact that people are saying, it is giving me the opportunity to talk to people that I've never had the chance to talk to, and then build some understanding and further relationships. So just really outside of that, I mean, this has kind of been fun. I'm kind of enjoying it. I mean, I wouldn't be on this podcast if it wasn't for it.
You don't know that. You definitely don't know that. So what you're
I'm
not
joking.
going through is throw me.
Probably wouldn't.
Oh, look.
Nah,
You knew
yeah.
that. You knew that.
Took me
You
and I
know
live
that.
across the street.
Wow. Where's he sitting at right now?
Man,
I said, but
This is second time, so I don't even want to hear it.
Oh, this is your second time here?
Yeah.
second time.
Second time.
I'm gonna tell you,
Right. I've been living across the street 3 years.
Mark was supposed to have Brent bought me on one of these podcasts, but I don't know, man. I don't know what happened.
Ooh, hold on. So I'm gonna have to fire them up right here because I believe he's speaking on it right now.
Right.
He's
Oh,
talking
man,
about,
listen,
I'm supposed
see-
to be on this thing. Like what?
And then he said we were gonna have fun.
Yeah, we are. So I want to talk about that
Yes, sir.
because he's running for tax commissioner, but I've known Jamie for a very long time. I've known him in school when his head was bigger than his body, and now that he's grown and his body is built up around it like mine, but I've lost some, so my head's still big. It's like amazing to see how far we've come.
Yeah,
Justin,
right.
you, Eddie.
yeah,
I mean, because there's so
Beautiful
many
thing.
people in our lives that aren't here right.
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 Yeah, and some folks aren't looking as good as we are looking right now. To be honest, man,
True.
because life's different for everyone.
Oh, it definitely is.
So
I think it goes back to some of the discussions that we've had about that, and one of my main philosophies is, man, when you wake up in the morning, 99.9% of the battle is over.
no,
Like, whenever you think about life that way,
You right? Yeah.
man, you woke up. You
Y'all-
live to fight another day.
y'all
man.
remember when we used to take that for like a joke sort of?
Yeah.
Like when older folks would be like, "Young buck, I'm here." you remember? You're like,
Right,
"Oh,
right,
here you go."
okay.
Every old person saying, "I'm here."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nowadays, when
Like
you get
you
older,
under-
Man, reality.
You
sets
understand when people start repeating the same story to
in.
you.
Right.
yeah, it's
But
like,
you already know that when he's about now. Well, when I was, you already know what story.
Yeah, because you about to start saying that to folks,
Yeah.
man.
I do say
Like,
it now.
It's hurting my feelings that when I be seeing posts talking about the 90s baby. I'm like, what happened to the 80s babies? Now, hold on now, because they done stopped it
Oh,
at the
yeah.
90s as now you're old when you're from the 90s.
Yeah.
That's because if you're in the 80s, you're ancient. I mean, it's just what 80s.
Jamie.
I mean, bro, I'm just saying that's what kids say. I'm around.
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
okay.
Kids
Because you an
say.
80s baby, right?
I was born in June 21st, 1983.
Oh, yeah.
So I know people are gonna go out there and be like, June 21st, he a Cancer or a Gemini? Well, I'm both. If you wanted to know,
Okay.
I was born on the cusp, so
Yeah.
All right.
Same
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
With Leo and Virgos.
I don't even know what any of this stuff
23rd.
means.
Huh?
I really don't.
Yeah,
People ask me, I'm like, no.
up here though. You got here how? How did you?
Military. My dad was in the military, stationed at Fort Stewart, and then we stayed on post till about 1996-ish, 7-ish. Moved off base. I went to Snelson Golden Middle School.
Snelson.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Played football, little football.
Yeah.
Got cut from the basketball team.
Then we all.
Yeah, I didn't even try. I was way too big.
That Penny Hardaway was big then. I wanted to be Penny.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, how was
real
your
life.
shot though?
What?
Trash.
How?
I could shoot.
What'd you say?
just
I didn't hear
couldn't
you say it
dribble.
again. His shot was what?
I couldn't dribble, and I was also chunky.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can. I could barely tell that you were big. You were. I
Chunky.
didn't even know you.
Was he?
Well, back then it was husky.
Oh yeah, what happened to that word, y'all?
It was
What happened to
probably
husky?
it was probably
you don't
a-
remember.
It well, it couldn't. It
King
used to-
Fraser been skinny his whole life,
Oh,
so
You want to know what's crazy is?
What's
I
that?
actually have a picture of James
Husky.
when he played with Nelson Golden.
Husky.
You know, because back then they were taking those team pictures where you
Right,
sit on
right.
that one knee
Oh,
and hold the
yeah.
football like this.
Chunky.
I actually have one of those little the football cards that they were giving out.
wow.
I have one at the house. I seen it the other day.
Chunky, man. I was
I meant
just
to show
chunky.
you.
look.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
He can't talk junk because I got a picture of him too.
That was probably
We
2
got
years
pictures
ago.
of you too.
Hey, I'm cool with mine.
I'm cool.
I'm-
with
Look.
Hey,
So-
I would say
obviously,
what you- I
I'm
would
out of
say
this
what you-
conversation.
Oh, look now.
Hey, he feel left out. He feel left out, man.
No, see,
Right,
we're gonna let you know. King Fraser's a little bit older than we are.
I am.
Yeah, so,
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
so
proud of that.
yeah,
Hey,
yes.
Hey, I'm a little older. you
Yeah.
know, like I tell people, keep
And
on
he was
living.
about. He wanted to say a little smaller,
yeah, that's exactly.
but
what
I
he
was just
headed.
gonna say genetics.
There
You know,
you go.
you know what I mean?
Right, great
That's all.
things.
That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
That's all.
So, Jamie, as far as something that you'd like to see, just not with the tax commissioner's position, what is it that you would like to see more of in Hinesville, or what do you see the improvements that since you've been here have been?
Well, we're growing. We're growing at an exponential rate, and I don't even think people realize we're growing. You know, we tend to sometimes complain about why are we getting, but when you see how Hinesville is growing, and that's the best part that because when I moved here, man, there was
Piggly Wiggly.
nothing. There was nothing. Walmart, like I would hear people talk about Walmart, and I'd be like, man, we don't have one of those, and it made me feel like we were behind.
Hold on, player. We have Walmart now. We have Walmart right over there where Harbor Freight was.
Yeah,
in the
but
plaza
that
now.
wasn't in 1989, Mark,
sure was
either.
not.
What was it?
No, it
How you
wasn't.
remember '89? We was like 6. Wait.
Yeah, because I
Well,
was
y'all
a
were
military
sick. I was
kid.
at.
Oh yeah.
I'm
you-
almost certain. Nah,
Walmart wasn't over there.
Now we had Walmart there.
We had Walmart.
In 89?
Yeah.
I'm almost positive there was no Walmart.
Look, we need
had
somebody.
we had an Ames.
If you're on Facebook right now,
If I-
somebody
if-
look it up for me,
If
and
I
I'll
tell you a
look.
duck could pull a truck,
Hey,
just be quiet and hook it up.
hook it up, cause I remember that Walmart, man.
We
If
had
y'all
Walmart.
can,
We had
this is no
Walmart.
time out. Y'all are making y'all sound like politicians. Because they're saying we had a Walmart. Yeah, when? Because I'm saying there wasn't one in 89.
In '89,
We had one at 89.
we had.
You're almost positive we had a Walmart.
I'm
Can
pretty-
somebody
If I
fact check
tell
that
you-
for me?
Look,
Nah, we just
Listen,
not gonna go by that
if-
saying. I need.
listen, if I tell
Listen,
you
we
the-
live in a
Uh-oh.
we
Here we
live
go.
in
We
a
gonna get the
technology
phones out.
era.
Yeah.
When did Walmart come to Hinesville?
I believe it
Man,
was. It was
Because if
early
it came
80s.
after,
Sister worked at Walmart. And
You
she
can't-
graduated high school in '90.
you still can't tell me what year. You want me to do
We're
math?
about to find out in a minute. So
My guess is 87.
87, we
86,
probably got it.
87.
Okay, so besides just the Walmart, what is the things that you like about what's been going on in the community?
Yeah, I like the fact that we're growing. I like the fact that we're just getting things that are known on a national level to attract people here. Now, when people say, "Oh, Hinesville," listen, once we get a Target, we'll be good. If you just need, so to see us get things, and not only for me, but for the community, and I think we need to make sure that we're honing in on what the community says that their needs, so we're not bringing in just stuff to fill up the city. We need to bring in things that are actually practical and are positive and can be used for the betterment of our county and for our kids, our future. I mean, that's what I think we have to look forward to the most, because in 20, 30 years, we might not be here.
Yeah.
but the younger generation.
Yourself.
Yeah, right. But I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you.
I mean,
Yeah, but I mean that's very respectful to and that's true leadership. I think we had that discussion prior as well. But as running for this position to be our next tax commissioner, can you explain to the people about the tax exemptions and how those really work and where they come from?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh.
Because when he says that, we're getting into our free game.
Oh.
So, everybody get your pads. Everybody write it down. Kings and queens, everybody get ready for free game because the candidate for tax commissioner is about to drop some. So, we're about to hear some free game from Mr. Jamie Sharp about some of these exemptions.
So
Get back into it, sir.
So I don't know if a lot of you taxpayers know, but there are a few exemptions. There are definitely 2 of them that any homeowner, property owner in Georgia can apply for. The KDW, that was the Kent Williams Deloach exemption, that was put in act in 2005, and that reduces a portion of your property taxes. Also, there is a homestead exemption that's up to $2,000, and you can apply for that. There isn't an age restriction. If you own a home, you own a property, make sure that you go and apply for those exemptions. Also, there's the disabled veterans exemption, and then some state offered and some local county offered exemptions that we offer. Now, I will tell you, with these exemptions, so over the last few years, our exemptions have outpaced our growth. I don't know if you guys knew that, but you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars outpaced. One reason why our millage rate is rising. We have to find a way to offset these costs. So yes, you can apply for these exemptions, but I mean, disabled veterans you get an exemption for that. And we're a military town.
Yeah.
We have a lot of 100% VA veterans. I apply for that exemption, get the exemption, but we have to remember it's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
So we can get all these exemptions, but if we're not bringing in the revenue to offset that, then we have to just say, okay, well, we'll get our break, but we do have to take the rising of costs if we're being able to be exempted for whatever particular reason. There's also an exemption for 62 and older on school board tax. That question was asked yesterday. So you can, but those come with income requirements. So if you're making a pretty decent retirement and you still will pay those school taxes. And when it comes to even school taxes, that's something like the children are the future. That was the Dionne Warwick song, right?
Yes. Yeah, they were children, your future. That's it.
So we have to look at that. So I probably wouldn't feel a certain type of way if I was still paying those taxes and didn't have kids in the school system. But I do understand if you do not have kids in the school system, let's try to find a way to lessen that brunt on them, because we understand it. You know, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And sometimes if we're going to get better things, we're going to have to pay for it. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to lie. I feel like especially the military and our vets, disabled vets, they do deserve that.
Yeah,
they
most
contribute a lot.
I wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Would you be here if it wasn't for the military?
Oh yeah, I'd be here. I'm
homegrown?
local. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what? No one's gonna ask me if
Because I know you local.
Yeah, local.
Everybody hear your last name and know you local. Bone him.
Yeah,
We from here.
But Justin, I'm sure understand.
Yeah.
He has friends in the military.
Oh yeah, by far.
Family that has joined the military. So
and their services. For what they have sacrificed.
Yeah.
We get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, just piggybacking off that, that's not something that we have done locally.
Yeah,
That's state.
we gotta do more for
Yeah.
our
So
veterans here.
right, but the disability that comes from the state. That's
Yeah.
set at the state level. That's not set on the county or municipality.
Okay.
You know, I just wanted to make that.
No, but
statement.
they definitely factor disabled veterans percentage in our.
I know, but
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. But what I'm saying is that's not something that we have the authority.
Oh, you
the
talking
county
about as a
commission.
commissioner?
Right. We don't have the
Oh,
authority to create it
Oh
or
no,
take
no,
it
no.
away. That comes from the state.
Oh,
from
yeah,
the state
yeah.
level.
Right, so that's something but that's what I'm saying. The more people that apply for it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just have to be.
Right.
What it comes down to, our exemptions. We got to find a way to generate more revenue to outgrow our exemptions now,
And especially for our
without
seniors.
raising property taxes.
Because for our seniors, I know that my mother really appreciates her,
Oh,
her
yeah.
exemption for
As
that.
she should.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, well, I get that. I get what you're saying. So, to y'all out there that were questioning exactly how this millage rate works with that and exemptions, that's a little piece of information for you. You were talking about something, the very first exemption. I'm not familiar with that one. It was some,
KDW,
yeah, KDW. That's
Right.
Kemp Deloach Williams.
yeah. What is that?
That was a bill that was passed by Renee Kemp, Al Williams, and Deloach.
Oh, okay.
Yes, to give property owners up to $25,000 off their property value itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So people don't know about these things. There's an application, and I'll tell you, since we giving free game, everything I'm saying, it's not like I have inside information. You can Google it. You know, and I will tell taxpayers we can be as informed as we want to be if we just go look for the information. You know, read what's in front of us. I know we don't like that all the time. I mean, none of us read the fine print. Any of y'all bought electronic? Did you read the fine print?
You know, I just wanted
Okay,
to work.
you're just special then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we got to be willing to do, you got to be willing to do the work.
Yes.
You know, there's a saying, I'm sure it's an old saying, I'm not going to help anybody who's not going to help themselves. And we have to be willing, if we want things, to be able to want to help ourselves. And then that helps the learning curve
KDW, $25,000
up to your property.
Up
If
the
I'm not
property
mistaken.
value,
yes.
which it'll help decrease some of that
Yeah. I
Middle-
mean, if your
okay.
property value goes down,
down. Then you
of
pay
course
less.
you're paying lower property taxes.
That's what's up. So, how do you feel since, like you said, it's on the website,
All right.
but like the way that we get information nowadays is if somebody
Social media.
actually puts it in our
Or-
face, like
yeah.
what we're doing right now.
Right.
That's why we're having this free game. Is there a way that you think that you could bring it more to the forefront as a tax
Oh
commissioner?
yeah, most definitely. I feel like being that I'll be in a totally different capacity. I say schedule monthly, not even quarterly, monthly meetings. You know,
Okay.
we could offer classes of some sort, free. Of course, have somebody come in, say, listen, these are the exemptions. This is what your millage rate does. This is where your money goes. And we can do that to inform taxpayers. Changes come out. The first people that need to know is you guys. We don't need to wait. We need to move with, as my dads would say, we need to be proactive and not reactive. Let's not wait until we find out something. Let's see if we can find out the information even before the information itself drops. And if we can do that, we can get ahead of ourselves. And then that would make a better situation for us as well.
Go ahead, please.
So, with your experience with working at the tax office for,
Yes, sir.
for 19 years, what is one of the, I guess, biggest obstacles you've seen from a citizen standpoint with dealing with the tax office?
Well, that's one thing I can actually brag on, because even with Mr. Jones he didn't allow for there to be a lot for people to complain about
Right.
when it came to the actual office. Like, customer service was his number one priority.
Right.
If there's not one thing of all the things I've learned from him, customer service. Customer care. So if anything, we're gonna just make the customer even feel more at home. You know, there are ways, I would say accessibility as far as not having to come down to the tag office, making things faster. You being able to go to a kiosk rather than having to come in the office. You being able to handle things on a line or through an app. You know, like I said, 80s Baby makes me feel good because we're the ones who
Brought in technology.
we took technology in.
Yeah.
I mean, we still
Yeah.
remember AOL and
Yeah.
Yahoo Messenger and those things. I mean, we were the first. 80 Babies, I'm just going to go ahead and claim it. We were
Yeah.
the first. All the technology, this is why we know how to use things. And I would charge anybody to make sure. I mean, now kids nowadays have no problem.
Right.
But mobile payments being tap payments. You know what I mean? Trying to reduce some of the extra fees that come with swiping credit cards and debit cards. You know, these are things citizens, not everybody owns property, but everybody has a car. Almost everybody has a car.
Yeah.
So as the emphasis on property, yes, but motor vehicle as well, that's a big section. I mean, the tax commissioner probably gets twice as many phone calls about their car than they do property.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've just seen it. You know, there'd be times where I would have to do something on behalf for Mr. Jones just because he didn't have the time to do it. He'd send people to me.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
Because I see you talking a lot about Mr. Virgil Jones. Rest in peace. He
Right.
was
Yes,
a
sir.
Yeah.
very, very good guy. And I'm gonna hit on that, but I knew him. You know, talked to him. We've sat down at dinners together, whether it be at a banquet or just out. You know, and I know he's a terrific guy. And my heart goes out to the family. Did you have a personal relationship with Mr. Jones?
oh,
or
yeah. Oh,
were
yeah.
y'all cool like
Oh yeah.
that, or-
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what made it cool too, and y'all can laugh and say polo.
Polo.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
Mr. Jones and I talked to my dad yesterday, and I said, "Listen, you are the best dressed guy I know. Whether it be suits, sweater vests, ties, nobody does it better." It wasn't until I met Mr. Jones where I was like, I told my dad, "Man, you got some competition. You got some competition." And I think one of the best compliments a man can give another man is, "Hey, man, that outfit looks good on you."
Yeah.
You know, and that's something as men, bro, you look fly today. You look good. I hear it all the time. I look sharp. It sounds kind of cliche, being my last name, but that's
No
just
pun intended,
no
right?
pun
Yeah.
intended. But so when another man recognizes, oh man, he got some, you know, and then just from there, our personal relationship just took off. We talk about we talk about basketball. It wasn't just the complexities, but because of this relationship, I was also able to go talk to him about the job. Hey man, what is it like being tax commissioner? And even when I would, his answers would be, "You take care of the customer." You know, and that's paramount. You know, he would tell us all the time, "Your guys are the ones that keep me elected." We were the front line. You know, and a lot of times frontline walkers, you know, well, they just work the front line. They're not that important. No, the employees of that office, I'm telling you, they get down. They work, and I've worked with every last one of them. There's not anything one of them wouldn't do for you. We are about going the extra mile, whatever it takes to get the job done. And Mr. Jones he would emphasize that all the time, and he would also reassure us that we were doing that thing. And as long as he wasn't getting phone calls about his staff, he was happy.
I'm not gonna lie, it's just like a family.
Yeah.
It's your kids. Everybody in the family represents, your family.
Yeah.
So,
And
yes.
I'll say that, that dynamic about that office being there 19 years, literally family. I mean, every major life experience that I had, I was employed there. From having kids to losing my mom to even leaving the job and finding another job. Those people in that office never turned their backs on me. They were always there to love me. I think what really, because honestly, I'll tell you guys, once I had found another job, because I needed to grow, and I only think it's like, imagine being thirsty, and you see the water,
Yeah.
but you can't get to it, or in order to get to it, you might have to cut yourself. You might have to you might have to go through some obstacles to get it. And it was in that time where I was able to spend with that week I was able to spend with my coworkers, through my last week out, going into his funeral and spend those last moments with them where I was like, man, I love these people.
Oh, wow.
Like, I truly love, like, they could ask me for anything and I do it. And they know that now, so I would, I was undecided to run. I mean, you guys do need, and I feel like I would be lying to you if I told you, no, this wasn't an easy process. This was like, oh yeah, 19 years, I'm qualified, I'm gonna do it. Because being under Mr. Jones' care was different. It wasn't like you worked for a boss. It was like you worked for like your dad, because he just made you feel like that welcome. Like he took you in, I'm telling you, people can downplay relationships if they want to, but they will carry you through life. They will carry you through life. And, that was just, to just see him be that way with people that he was just employing. Because people don't know this. When I started, there was another tax commissioner in chair. Mr. Jones wasn't the tax commissioner that I started under. When Mr. Jones came in on January 1, not that he would, but he had the ability to get rid of and bring in whoever he wanted to. So to keep members from a previous administration that he did not know, he didn't know me. He knew most of the people that were in there. I was new. I was the only new person in there at the time that he came in, and he kept me. But he also mentored me over those nights. Man, he allowed me to go to state conferences and be in rooms with, even when I wasn't confident enough, James, you could do it. He called me James or Mr. Sharp, and nobody calls me James. Unless you've known me, Eddie calls me James. But he would say James or Mr. Sharp. I mean, so when people talk about what motivated you, I mean, that was it. And then when I would go in those rooms, to be able to talk to other tax commissioners, other chief deputies. Like, I'm just the tag guy. But here I am sitting in rooms that I probably ain't got no business being in, but because of the confidence that Mr. Jones and just the way he instilled things into me, bruh, I'm in there telling them things, making them laugh. But that was just me being a person. I'm not trying to be I'm not a politician, but I do love people.
Wow. Yeah, Mr. Virgil he was a terrific soul, brother. I can't even flex on that.
Well, like I'm, Mark, turn the AC on.
We see you hot. Look, I thought those were tears at first, but
man.
it looks like Eddie wanted to ask you something about Mr. Jones.
He probably do, but I'm not gonna be able to answer until I stop looking like Chris Cookies.
Yeah, but that was. I'm glad you answered that question. But more importantly, just like we were discussing earlier about taxes, and I know Eddie, I know you asked
no, you go ahead,
questions about that. But more importantly, just to let the people know how that works. Trust me, county commissioners, municipalities who levy taxes, we do not want to raise taxes. That because believe it or not, we still have to pay taxes.
No, most definitely. Oh yeah.
I think some people think when we raise taxes, we're exempt. No, absolutely not. So every time we have to make those tough decisions to move the millage rate up, that's a very difficult decision that we have to make. But I do agree that we do have to find some alternative revenue opportunities, and we do have some opportunities here in Liberty County, for our future to be able to do that. But again, I tell people all the time, listen, if you apply for the exemptions and if you qualify for them, please go get them.
Mm-hmm.
Please go get them.
Yeah, I definitely encourage it.
Right. That's something that I always encourage to all the constituents, not just in my district, but anyone in Liberty County. You know, look at the exemptions that you qualify for. And if you can get it, please get it. But it does cost money to run
Yeah.
any government from the federal level to the state level to the local level.
Justin, can I ask you a question, if you don't mind? Budget meetings, are they public?
Absolutely.
Open to the public?
Yeah, we have this thing in politics, and I know you say you're not a politician, but we have this thing in politics that anytime that our board meets, we have to do it in an open setting.
Well, correct. I was just confirming
Yeah.
to let taxpayers
citizens
know.
know.
Show
Come
up.
see.
Show
Free game.
up. Show up.
Yeah.
Show up. Oh, I don't have it. If you, when we're talking about millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, if you don't have 30 minutes to fix those situations and talk about those and address them, then clearly you don't need as much help as you think you do. If you, people that need, listen, I promise you, people that need help, go get it. That know they need help, they go get it. And I want everybody to go get it. And even if you are not happy with the end result, the one thing that we can all gather from it is understanding.
Right.
I'm not, listen, if I have to pay an extra $3,000 for something, as long as you can explain to me and it makes sense and I understand where that $3,000 is going extra, I'll pay it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know now.
Exactly where the money's going.
Yeah, I know where it's
Right,
going, but
right.
when you can't tell me where this, oh, well, it might go to no, it can't. we can't afford a might. I need to definitely know that this money is going
Toward my
toward
community.
what,
and-
or whatever the money's supposed to go to. And I think that once people see that the budget is made for roads and for all the things that our board of commissioners has been approving. So it's not like they're just sitting up there not working. No, they're working, and the things that they are approving might not to the citizens' eyes seem like they're working, but on an overwide county level, they're actually working.
Okay. Now, these meetings, get back to that King Fraser.
Come get
Hey,
me.
look. Because, he's sitting up here and he's hosting also along with me
Right,
today.
right.
So I haven't been directing questions. We've been directing them at you.
It's coming,
I
though.
got to remember.
Listen,
I mean, we can all be asked questions,
Yeah,
man. We
man.
can all be asked questions.
So, with these meetings, because you're right, how much participation from the community do you see? And what are the age ranges?
Oh,
Ooh, good question.
two great questions. So, participation in two ways. The great thing about our Liberty County Board of Commissioners, in the last couple of years, we live stream as well. So
Okay.
all of our meetings are live streamed. Be honest with you, in-house participation is according to what's going on. You know, if we have something, so-called hot topics,
Yeah.
full house, but majority of people that come in to our meetings, it's something really going on. Like, prime example, a land rezoning or something like that. So, we try to run our meetings as efficient as possible. But again, county government is pretty difficult. We have so many different moving parts, you have to think about it. We have from recreation all the way to the courthouse. We're over the sheriff department budget, the coroner.
Everybody,
I mean,
countywide.
I'm talking about from it's just a plethora. There's so many different departments that we have. EMS. Recently, even on the east end and on the west end of the county, if you notice, now we have full-time firefighters.
Yeah.
But that costs money.
Yeah, funding.
It's all about the funding. So we're moving in the right direction. I do feel that way. Now, do I feel that we need to figure out again some some revenue opportunities outside of just being on top of the homeowner, the rooftop. Absolutely, I agree with you 110% with that. But again, I do want to see our county moving forward to a capacity where, like prime example, we're doing so much, even from a water standpoint. We're increasing our water lines on the east end, to make sure that everyone has clean drinking water.
Right.
In the future, we're going to have some plans for sewer. So instead of people having septic tanks, we're going to have right. So, but again, infrastructure costs a lot of money. Right. So,
Never lied.
right. So, I just wanted to make sure that our listeners understand. Yes, our budget is growing, but listen, if you all have seen the things that we've been able to do to make sure that Liberty County is a prosperous, innovative county, you'll see where your money is going.
Yeah.
I could attest to that. So,
Which is another thing. Which also I have when I do go out of town, I look to see, well, what are they doing? What are they doing? What is Chatham County doing? What is Bryan County doing? What is that way? I mean, even in the as a tax commissioner, getting with those tax commissioners, seeing what they're doing in those counties or that we could bring to Liberty County, making sure we're all on the same page. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of people move between Liberty County, Bryan County, Chatham County. Wouldn't it be amazing if the same payment system that you used in Chatham County, you also used in Bryan County, you also used in Liberty County, and that would be tap pay, just those, because
POS.
man, people hate bringing in cash, and nobody carries cash anymore.
Yeah.
We got to be able to offset that. Very few people still write checks, so we're moving in that technology era, and we've got to be able to support that and make it to where, hey man, things don't need to be I have to go see a person all the time. But if it's something that way, when it is something that really needs to be taken care of, now we can spend time with you. And we're not just trying to hurry up and rush you off so we can get to the next person. The greatest thing that I can say that I love working at the tax office was just actually being able to, all right, well, this is your problem, but this is how we're going to, even if I can't fix it, even if it can't be fixed today, we're going to get down to it. We are going to address the situation, which is the mindset and the heart of Mr. Jones was customer service. So if we thought like him, it's less he had to do because he knew he had people that could handle it like he would handle it. And that would be, listen, man, I've helped plenty of you guys, and it would be nothing more of a joy to have them have that same mentality. Listen, we're going to get you taken care of, but we're not going to be here all day for one. Because nobody likes to be in any office all day long. Nobody.
Yeah.
So we're going to be fast. We're going to be efficient. We're going to be effective. You're going to be educated and informed. You're going to know. That way you can walk out of the tag office with a smile on your face.
I got that because I know plenty of times that I walked in angry and came out happy, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're coming to the end of this. And right here, this is your opportunity, Mr. Sharp, to speak directly to him and
bring it on home.
And tell them exactly what it is that you hope for the people in the city of Hinesville. Then we're going to go to Mr. Myers or King Myers here so he can get his final thoughts out.
What I would tell people. Oh, my bad.
Let me just ask.
Oh, go ahead.
Questions.
Do your
let me
thing.
get out your way so then.
I can. Okay.
You're the ending, right?
Okay. Appreciate
so,
that.
I have two questions.
Yes,
right?
sir.
One for you and one for you,
Oh, okay.
Mr. Fraser. All right. Being that you're already, we'll start with you first, right?
Okay.
Because my question will probably help him in the show, right?
Okay.
So, Mr. Fraser, you're already a politician. You're already in office, right? And there's young people out there that look like you,
Right.
dress like you,
Right.
have your hair like you,
Right.
and being that you are in the midst of politician and in office, how can you help that young man that's out there that looking up to you and say, hey, he has dreads, and I like, you know, because the stereotype is you can't
Oh, yeah, by
look
far.
like you
Yeah.
and be in office.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how can you help? How do you feel like you can reach the youth, because that is pretty much our future? Because look at us, we all grew up in Hinesville,
Yeah.
and we're still here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether we left and came back, we ended up back home. You know, so for those who are home raised and say, hey, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it, but I don't know what to do.
Wow. Great question. I appreciate you. My brother, I see you. I see you. Hey, listen.
Yeah, King Boston just joined
King
us.
Boston. Hey, listen. Yeah, but wow, that's a powerful question, and I really appreciate it because I really think about it on it every day. You know, I've been blessed to get elected at the age of 31. So I've been in this game for 12 years now, believe it or not. And of course, you know my background. You know, I really grew up into it, but as an elected official for 12 years. And again, my original platform was focused on our future.
Right.
Because I knew I've always had that mentality, each one teach one. So if I could motivate someone else that looks like me, that talks like me, wear their hair like me, to go, first of all, get involved, and not just getting involved saying, hey, let me run for office. No, get involved in your community, understanding your community, you know, invest into your community, and also get educated. Listen, I was truly blessed to have the opportunity to leave here, go off to college, but I knew I was coming back. I knew at the bottom of my heart there's no other place like Liberty County that I would want to raise my kids, create businesses in. And I had businesses in numerous different, you know, cities and communities. But Liberty County has always had my heart. And just to be able to go to these schools, you know, to Snelson, and
Yeah.
man, going in Snelson or going to Liberty or Bradwell and having an opportunity to look at our next generation and tell them, man, listen, y'all not just our future, y'all are our now.
Yeah.
So we need you all to get involved now. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think sometimes that we feel that we can't truly get involved in politics or anything till we get to a certain age. But we have to put a larger emphasis to our young people. It doesn't matter if you look like me or don't look like me, to let them understand, first of all, the importance of voting. You know, I had the opportunity to do my first voter registration drive at age 14. I wasn't even able to vote yet. And I was like, man, y'all need to vote. And I think, be honest with you, I think this was Bill Clinton whenever he was running for president. So I've always just had just a desire to help, and I know some people like what we said before, the word politician.
Yeah.
But listen, I am a politician because I'm a policy maker. That's how we get things done on a political standpoint. You know, I'm huge on policies. I'm huge on okay, how do we figure this out? You know, one thing, you can find 1,000 reasons to not do something, but it only takes one for you to do it. And that's just one of my philosophies that I've always stuck by, you know?
Action.
Action. Find a way to make one. So the biggest thing is for us to go out and reach out to them and get them to normalize, man, politics are cool. Normalize, oh man, that police officer isn't a bad guy. You know, that we have to normalize things. We have to normalize one thing we hear all the time, right? Man, I got jury duty. Why are you complaining about having jury duty when we already know how the justice system is set up? The majority of the ones that are on trial look like us. But we're running away from it. See, now you get me started. But I'm
I
done.
got you.
I
We
could
got you.
digress.
We got
But
you.
Yeah, it's just touching. We just have to just touch our next generation and normalize what we do. Just like how we normalize basketball, how we normalize, go play football. We need to normalize, okay, it's cool to go be an attorney. It's cool to be a small business owner. We have to normalize things like that. So that's the biggest thing. So,
It's the Sharp.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sharp.
Yes,
for those
sir.
who don't know, me and Mr. Sharp have been known each other for 30 plus years. So out of everybody in here, I know him the best.
Yo,
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
play.
we're old, man. So it's easy for me to understand what kind of person he is.
right,
I know what kind of person he is. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly dealing with this man.
right.
But for you are running a race, so that means you're running against someone,
Right.
right? And I'm not here to bash no one, but I want to know, or the people are going to want to know, for those who are thinking about maybe you voting for you, what makes you different, or what makes you feel like you're the better person to be the next Liberty County Tax Commissioner?
I can.
And like I said, we're not here to bash anyone because
Right.
No, that's just deep.
No,
That's deep.
it's just to know, so people get to know who you are. So that's why I decided to ask that question last, because that's the way you can
Right.
end the show.
And I think it's just to be who I've been. Just down to earth. We can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be your necessary issue. I'm not somebody that's going to not listen. And I'm going to hear you, and we can talk, whether I like the conversation or not, whether you like what I'm telling you or not. We'll be able to break barriers. We'll be able to get some understanding, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. You don't have to worry about looking at me and saying, "Oh man, should I go talk to?" No, come talk to me. I'll be I'm welcoming to that. I don't shy away from it. That in the 19 years that I was at that office, I think that's people knew they could come see me, and I wasn't going to judge their situation. I wasn't going to look at them and say, "Oh, well, maybe if you would have done things." No, man, let's fix it. Let's get you taken care of. And if I have to do it myself, I'll do it. And that's just what you're going to get from me. You're going to get somebody, you're going to get somebody who's going to come to work every day. You're going to get to somebody who the tax commissioner, yes, that's the title, but that's not me. I'm Jamie, and I'm going to continue to be Jamie. Money ain't going to change me. People ain't going to change me. And that's going to be the difference maker, that when you're talking to me, you don't feel like you're talking to somebody who you voted for. You're going to feel like you're talking to somebody that was in the trenches with you, that can look at your situation and say, yeah, that's not right. You know what I mean? Somebody that's not going to look at your situation and say, "Oh, well, not my problem." No, it's our problem. If you're a citizen of Liberty County and you have a problem, then I have a problem. And together we are going to solve that problem. And I think, that's just that's just my genetic makeup. It's what my parents, I was to be who I am, I'd be doing the world an injustice by trying to be somebody else. Nobody will ever feel Mr. Jones' shoes, but I knew his vision, and I can continue to carry it out just in a different version.
Oh, okay. So, guys, I got a text message that King Boston was on the way, and he had one question that he wanted to ask before we ended.
Okay.
So I'm gonna allow him to do it. We've been sitting here a while. I know everybody's butt is probably hurting right now.
No, I'm good, man.
Everybody, y'all cushioned. Y'all, I don't have too much back there, so I don't know what y'all working with.
Now this is when Chunky comes to play back.
Yeah.
But I'm cushioned over here, brother. I'm good. I'm cushioned over here, brother.
Hey, King Boston, welcome in. Hey, I know. Look, he had a hectic day today, so he's just arriving when he arrives. But we knew that he was going to be running late today, but we had to get him in to ask his question.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate y'all having me, especially with me being tardy.
It's okay.
Hit a couple bugs, but
it's all right, brother.
Magnum
That's always a good thing.
Yes, sir. But Jamie,
Nice to meet you. See you
likewise.
again. Well,
we met before.
I've definitely seen you in the tax office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sometimes too much.
Yeah.
But, that's all good. I have a question in regard to your tenure with working for the tax commissioner? I know that you said 19 years?
19 years, yes, sir.
And forgive me if this question was already asked.
It's perfectly fine.
What have you learned throughout your 19-year tenure and I'm sure it's a lot, so you could try to condense it if you will, because that's a lot that's almost 2 decades.
Right.
What have you learned in those close to 2 decades that prepares you for this position?
Everybody is different. Okay. Every situation is different. People will say, well, my neighbor over here well, let's look at yours, because it might variable. This is when algebra comes back. In the play, I never knew what algebra wasn't about numbers. It was about problem solving. And you taking a variable, matching it to another variable, and like, okay, these two ain't gonna work. Let's pull this one out. Let's keep this variable here. Let's put another one in there. Oh, this works that way.
Did he just make algebra look good?
Okay. He really did.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Like
Continue.
It really didn't look that good.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was still algebra.
Okay.
Yeah.
but I get the analogy.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, because I mean, if you look at it, X times Y equals. So if I put these two situations together, then I can get my answer. So it's really about, okay, let's take out this. And so every situation is going to be different. But guess what? The end result is going to be the same. You got helped. You got taken care of. You got what you needed. You got what you came here for. Even if the manner in which you came here for wasn't how you saw it go down, you still left and you understood and you knew. So if of all the lessons that I've learned working there, out of the 19 years, handle every situation with tender love and care. Handle situation like it's your own, and that is ultimately, once people feel that and they know that's what you're going to do, oh, well, that's okay, that's a good idea. Then they'll start listening to what do you suggest I do? What do you suggest I do? And even I would get that all the time. Well, what would be my best option? XYZ, this would be your best option. ABC, this would be your best option. And then I let them choose. That way there's not a disconnect. That way they're not asking questions later saying, oh, well, I didn't understand that. Well, why did you choose it? Okay, so if I give you the 2 options, 3 options, 4 options, then you just pick.
Right.
And we can go from there. But ultimately, customers are everything. So I know this is a numbers game. And people, well, how can you figure out? Yeah, we know the numbers, but guess what? If we're not nice to you when you come in there, numbers going to be the last thing you worry. You're going to be even more mad.
Right.
So I'd rather you pay what you need to pay and be happy that somebody took the time to take care of you, rather than for you to leave and be like, oh man, they were horrible to me.
Yep.
Because that's a reflection of your tax commissioner.
Right. Okay. I have one more question.
Look
And this
at
is
him. Look
just
at him.
a real. This isn't even directed solely to you, but it pertains to the tax commission. And
Okay.
again, if this was already addressed, forgive me.
That's fine.
Probably
How do we know when these properties that are up for auction go on auction?
It's public information. They will inform you of a tax sale. I mean, I don't know how many of you still read newspapers. Y'all still read newspaper?
No.
I ain't seen one.
They still give out papers? Let me stop playing.
So you have to look at.
I still get it. Shout out to Coach
I get it
Yeah,
on.
shout out to Coastal Courier.
Coastal Courier,
But-
shout out.
The public,
But I get it on Newsbreak.
the back of the newspaper pages.
Okay.
Once you opened up the comics and saw the little Burger King coupons, the stuff that you don't read,
Yeah.
those are your properties that are those are the properties that are, up. But we do have a tax sale. We make that public information.
Okay.
There's a list that you can call and that you can get. You'll know. You just have to make sure you come
So
looking for it.
I could call the tax assessor office
Yeah,
and get
or
the
tax
list?
commissioner's office.
Or the tax commissioner's
I mean,
office.
that information is public record. Yeah, so you can look it up
Okay.
and you can find out how much, that's on you. So you can come and, and do that.
Okay. That's some free game I needed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sure a lot
More
of
free
people
game.
Yeah.
have that question.
Listen. And I tell you,
Good question, King Boston.
Definitely,
Give him his
definitely.
applause.
Yes, sir.
because what we want to do, and I think this really needs to be, emphasizes that we want heirs to keep their property.
Right.
That's a big thing. And then we just don't want people just coming and taking folks' property. No. let's make sure that we are, listen, man, there's going to be, like I said, so many different situations. You'll have people that are retired on a fixed income.
Yeah.
You know, you got to let's help. Let's be there. Let's find out the things that we can do to make it easier as a mindset. I mean, mental, listen, let's think about it, especially around Black. Mental health is a big thing.
It's major.
Financials weigh just, those weigh heavily on people's mental.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They say more money, more problems, but a lot of people, if they had that more money, feel like their problems would be solved. Because it's just the mental strain. So we have to be able to help the people that can't necessarily. We have to find ways, and that means going outside of ourselves and taking the extra step, going the extra mile, doing the one thing that other person wouldn't do to get you the help that you needed.
Wow. So I'm gonna end this on this. Today, we have a candidate for Liberty County Tax Commissioner. He's giving you who he is, he's giving you what he's done, and he's giving you what his thoughts are for the future. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me, and I appreciate being here. Thanks.
Look, to all you kings and queens, I know we had the free game session where I told you to get your notepads, and I know you guys probably are trying to eternalize it in your mind to remember all the exemptions that Mr. Sharp talked about today.
Man, and if I can chime in real quick, if you don't mind. Look it up. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds, but just look it up. Mm-hmm. Like, not look it up in a condescending way, but guys, look, the more that we do this, the stronger we get. The more knowledge you have as a taxpayer. Listen, I've heard a lot about people in my age range that don't vote. And the reason that we don't vote is because we don't know. We're not informed. We think that the presidential election, state or congressman, cool, but your local elections matter. Oh. Justin knows that. He's been in it. So once we start to look at our local county government and say, okay, county, this is where everything starts. Electing a new president ain't gonna fix your problems, but electing people that have your best interests at heart, that's definitely going to help you out more than the presidential election.
I got you. And kings and queens, the thing I was going to say is this right here. We're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we'll see who all wants to continue in this conversation. But we're not going to be talking about anything about taxes. We're not going to be talking about anything political. We're going to be talking about standpoints on what's going on in the world, and we're going to do it for about 15 minutes. So, Black Kings will be back here shortly just to talk about what's going on in the world today. All right? So, we appreciate your time. It's Black Kings with Free Game, and we're right